Right, so we're going to be doing the extreme suds test. It's 4:30 in the morning, so the machine's beeper is off, so you won't be able to hear me turn it on, but you'll be able to see me turn it on. So bedding is what this is. This is just bedding. I would have used towels, but we've done quite a lot of towels in the LG, and it's no different to you've seen all the towels already, is what I'm trying to say basically. So for our extreme suds creator, we have the one and only Fairy Liquid. This one's a Fairy Platinum actually, so I'm hoping that this will do good. I mean, I tried the old green version before in the Beko, but the old green version didn't seem to want to do anything in the Beko, but in the LG I know it will. So I'm going to use a decent amount, probably. Do we think that's going to be enough? Like half of. You can never go wrong with a bit more. That's a 1/3 of the bottle. Actually, it's more like a quarter, but anyway. So we're going to put that in, and yeah, hopefully it doesn't get too out of control. So it doesn't matter, I can just throw it in the top and the back. So yeah, well that's in. Right, I am going to put softener in because it's bedding. It's a little unfair, but because I didn't put a softener in the Beko, but that's the Beko. Go Gold Orchid. So they're not Gold Orchid for softener. Anyway, when it gets to the softener rinse, it will have already needed to have done 2 spins, so I'm not really too bothered about adding softener to it. Especially when the LG probably isn't going to spin at all on the first interim. I'm going to add softener to the max line because of the amount of soap we're adding. That's it, to the absolute max. So that's pretty much a cap 4 1/3 of this one. All different size caps and it's confusing. Anyway, so on we go. It's weird seeing the LG turn on and not hearing the sounds. Although at the same time I'm kind of used to it, which is the strange thing. Anyway, caution standard 60 as usual for most of these tests. Right, for all of them except the ones that aren't done on caution standard 60. So I've got the timer ready. 3, 2, 1, go. So, going. And in case you haven't noticed, I've not added any unstoppables because I don't want to risk it. What do you call it? I don't know if they counteract the formation of suds from detergent. So, yeah, that's why I've not done unstoppables. And also, I didn't use unstoppables in Beko, so it's only fair. Different chemicals. Although I did use Fairy Liquid washing powder, shampoo, shower gel. 138. That's not bad. That's medium time. Okay. This isn't the one I'm looking forward to, just to say the least. Any suds? No suds yet. Well, I'm hoping we'll get some more fun, because that's going to be boring otherwise, but just trying to get the fingerprints off the door, bear with me. If we do filtration, that's going to produce a lot of suds. Well, I say if we do filtration, we're going to do filtration. It's LG6 motion, we never don't. There's not one cycle that we don't do filtration on. We do filtration on every cycle, I'm pretty sure. But I can see suds starting to form. So, that's good, we're getting somewhere. Hopefully. Might add some more, actually. And a bit more, because to be fair, I didn't fit up to the maximum, so. And a bit more extra water. I know it's technically cheating by adding extra water, but I'm not going to add a lot. I'm just going to add about half a litre of water. There we go, look at that. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Not. And you're just going to have a hard time spinning that out. Now, let me briefly talk about LG's method of handling suds locks or extreme suddy washes. Now, I've tried this before many times, but not on camera. When I tried this before, when I tried this for the first time, I was shocked to see how LG had put their sud lock system in place. Now, I can understand why they've done it, how they have, but their logic hasn't quite followed through, if that makes sense. Now, I think LG's logic was to try and accelerate into the sud lock, to try and spin it out like that, and it keeps doing that multiple times. But in reality, it doesn't really work. Needs more water. Suds are extremely thick. There's not enough water in there. I don't think I can add water. Oh, I can add water. We don't judge water level in this one, so. Yeah, I can add water since we don't judge water level, so that's good. This will help more suds get produced, hopefully, and hopefully it doesn't do the opposite and dilute the suds, because that will be a disaster. Right, that'll be enough. So I think we judge heating as well, so 25. Hello, Dimple. You coming in or? Oh, here we go. You hungry? Come on, I'll give you a little bit of food. Just a tiny bit though, because it's early in the morning, Temple. You can have breakfast in a few hours. And you have a tiny bit of food now. We'll put a bit of this later. There we go. Have a little bit now. If you're like me, you get a bit hungry early in the morning. Isn't that right, Dimple? Too busy eating. So it's definitely working better than the Becco, that's for certain. In the Becco I got no suds by using what I've used in here. It took several types of detergent to create suds in the Becco. So it's produced quite a fair amount of suds actually. I wouldn't call it extreme suds, but perhaps that's more to do with the load than anything else. Alright, I'll add more water. I'll add another saucepan full. Bear with me. That's it, that should do. Just check the water level. 241. Quite low. Hello, Dimple. Enjoy that. It's going alright so far. What, Dimple? Excuse me. See you after. Not really doing many filtrations, is it? Want to go back out here? Don't stand in the doorway, Dimple. Got my Monster Energy. There we go, more filtration. I feel like we're running out of suds. That's kind of produced more. I wonder if I should add some of the other type. Maybe some of that type. Let's see what that will do. cheating, but I just want it to have a challenge. Okay, quite a lot there. And I blew a few bubbles by accident at the same time. Now I need to add a bit of water. For reference, now that I've done this, I can actually add water to the other machines that I do this in, including the Becco, even though I won't need to add water to the Becco. It uses enough water by itself. And also, I've done it in the Becco already. No, I don't think it's going to produce any more suds. I've had loads of them, but there's only so much suds a machine can produce. Although having said that, the instant I said they became a lot more sudsy, so. .42. Is it just rolling or is it actually tumbling? Let's have a look at the speed. It's just doing standard 45 RPM tumbling, so. This is how it usually washes on this cycle. Or has it adjusted it because it knows there's a lot of suds in it? I'll be amazed if it's adjusted because it knows there's a lot of suds in it. Filtration. This is going to really bring the suds up. Yeah, whoops. Well, not whoops, that's what we want. one go at this. Already nearly light outside. And it's only 10 to 5. Yeah, that's done the trick. Adding that other stuff. That's really done the trick. Drum's full of suds now. Let's hope they stay for a while, at least until the interim. I want, when I do the extreme suds test, my aim is to get the suds to stay until the interim. Because I want to see the I want you guys to see the anti-suds method of all machines. Even though in Becca that's never going to happen, never ever going to happen in the Becca. Because it just doesn't, it's too good at removing the suds that it produces, especially with that 6-minute anti-suds. They all the suds dissolve in that 6-minute anti-suds. Whereas this machine, and pretty much every other machine on the market, doesn't have that. So it'd be interesting. The last extreme suds test I remember doing on this machine was on quick 30, and obviously that's a really short main wash, but it produced a lot of suds, so. Oh, here we go, another filtration. Now this could end either really badly or really decently. I do think it's going to overflow out the drawer though. It may overflow out the drawer. The entire drum is now full of suds. And we've still got probably about 20 minutes left of the main wash, maybe even 30, depending on how many rinses it does. I think it does 2. I'm sure, I think it might do 2 on this. Maybe it does 3 on the medium time. Not sure, can't remember. Oh God, excuse me. I have to be all the pet hair off of those thingy-mabobs where the cats have been laying on them. Oh. I probably should have put them on. Oh no, I can't because it's a stress test. I'll probably do it after the stress test. I'll put those on the Medic rinse to 1, help with removing detergent, and 2, to get rid of the pet hair. Heat rinse are very good for both of those. Removing pet hair and for getting rid of detergent. Suds dissolve in heat. Now why did I pick cotton standard 60 as the cycle we do this on? If suds dissolve in heat. Why are we draining? Has it triggered the overflow? I think it's triggered the overflow. We're 100% suds locked. Right, well we have to take the temperature now. 60, dead on 60. So, what's he going to do now then? Maybe it's doing a dilution phase or something. I've never had it get this full before. I did add quite a lot. Or is it going to try and spin? It may try to spin. No, but doesn't it usually go on to rinse if it tries to do that? Like the rinse light starts flashing if it tries to spin. It still thinks it's in the wash phase. Not entirely sure what it's doing now. I think it's doing a little anti-suds. I reckon that's what it's doing. I think it knows. I think it knows it's got an overflow. So I reckon this is an anti-suds phase in the main wash. Which is actually quite clever because the Beko won't do that. Yeah, this seems like an anti-suds phase. Those short tumbles, those short and far between tumbles. So we triggered an anti-suds phase. But then what's it going to do? Is it going to reset the cycle afterwards? I mean, it heated to 60, so it might just go straight onto rinse. Or what it might do is it might have known it's got to 60, stopped it, and now it's going to do maybe 2 extra rinses or something. I don't know. Now this is just an interesting thing now. Yeah, it's not getting rid of those by just tumbling. That's what I can tell you. They're not going anywhere, those suds, until it either rinses them out or attempts to spin. Excuse me. And that's not even going to be able to start spinning with those. Yeah, definitely an anti-suds phase. Well, we are 100% full of suds, so like literally there's no room for anything else in there. The drum is entirely full of suds. If I took the drawer, I won't yet because I feel like if I take the drawer out it's going to start filling and then the softener will go down and ruin the entire test. Similar to the Beko's anti-suds. Like when it once water locked, no, not water locked, suds locked, when the pump was blocked, it cut out, and this was I think this was on time saver, or it was either on cotton or time saver. It cut out, and basically it did an anti-suds because it thought it was really fixed suds block, but really it was just the pump was blocked, and it's similar to this. Except it doesn't drain for anywhere near as long and doesn't tumble anywhere near as often. But it fills up and drains pretty much like this does. In fact, no, the Beko anti-suds doesn't tumble at all if it's the actual anti-suds in the spin. Yeah, it is, it's overflowing. It's at the top of the dispenser. So it's coming up a little bit. So that's what triggered the overflow then. It must have a sensor in the sump, not the sump, in the inlet hose. Not inlet hose. What's that pipe called that goes from the drawer, the detergent drawer, down to the outer tub? Whatever that's called, that's what it's got. But it must have a sensor in there, because it only triggered when it got up to that high, like after it did that filtration, and then a few tumbles after that, I think. You can tell this is definitely an anti-suds because the time has not gone down at all, and it's draining and tumbling, and really it should fill with a bit of water to try and dilute the suds rather than just trying to drain them out. I guess it did fill with a bit of water, to be fair, but it should probably fill with a bit more as well. I reckon it will go on to an emergency rinse after this, after it's done this part. It's quite interesting programming actually. Don't think I've seen this yet on a machine where it will do a whole anti-suds phase in the main wash. I don't know how I feel about it doing it in the main wash though. I mean, at least it won't overflow onto the floor, like through. At least the suds aren't going to come up with a drawer anytime soon on the main wash at least. But yeah, no, I wasn't expecting this at all. My old hot points didn't do this. The Becca doesn't do this. This is the only machine I've used so far that does anti-suds on the main wash. They're diluting them pretty well actually. They've gone down to half. It's doing a good job. How long will it do this for, do you think? I think it genuinely has an extra sensor somewhere. Because if it was just a pressure switch detecting this, I don't think it would have gone off and done an anti-suds. Is there such thing as an oversuds error in this machine? I know there is in Becco. You get E17 for oversuds when it cannot flush the detergent out because there's just too much of it. You get E17, but I wonder if there's an oversuds error in this, or if maybe it just does output error or OE if it can't flush it out after a while. This is one long anti-suds, that's for sure. But it's doing its job. Like, it's getting rid of the suds, which is what it's meant to do. It's gone down significantly, the amount of suds. But it chopped off the main wash with after only 22 minutes. Obviously it was at 60 anyway because it can luckily heat fast enough to do that. Now I might reattempt this one day, but I'm going to put it on the 3-hour cycle and see if that makes any difference. But I don't think that I'll class that as an official one. I think that will just be an unofficial test. Yeah, it's still going. on the anti-suds. It's done a really good job at getting rid of those. Look, the drum's pretty much empty, apart from the residue around the door sill, and obviously the residue inside the fabric. LG have really thought this one through, haven't they? Much more so than Beko. I have to say, I don't think I've seen a machine that's more smart than this yet. Considering this is what's classed as like mid-range, not even high-end, it's fairly basic actually. Considering that, it's incredibly smart. But it's really sophisticated as well actually. You got yeah, now I did a stump flush. See, it knows what it's doing. It's got a rhythm to it. But you wouldn't know there was a drum full of suds a second ago. That's really good. In fact, no, that's outstanding. That really is outstanding. And now it just chops off like how long? Went from 1 hour 16 down to 51. That's like 25 minutes. Huh? Well, so that I'm both happy and disappointed with that anti-suds method. Now, the reason I'm disappointed with it is because it cancelled the main wash after only 22 minutes, when it should have been about 40 odd minutes. But I'm really pleased with that anti-suds because the drum is free of suds now. There's no suds left in the drum apart from the residue around the door sill, which isn't even on the door sill, it's on the glass. So it is an outstanding method, but it's chopped off over half of the main wash, that's the problem. So I don't know. You have to let me know what you guys think about that anti-suds method. But anyway, we're going to attempt to spin by the looks of it. And because it's flushed all the suds out, it should pass, like, easily. I think this is one of the ones where we don't measure balancing attempts. Or rather, we don't take balancing into account. So I didn't add any rinses. In fact, if anything, it might have taken one away. Oh no, wait. No, it was surely 3 rinses. Yeah, it's time to do 3 rinses, but... So I didn't add any. It took main wash time away instead. I suppose it's better than having it overflow though. Besides, it's your own fault for overdosing it. I suppose it's just doing what it knows best. But it's interesting that. I've not seen that on any other machine. Come on. It's being sensitive today. I should have seen the last stress test. I think it was balancing for about 27 minutes or so on the final spin for the last stress test. Come on, that's balanced enough, you can spin that. Go on, go for it. Seriously? I mean, this is a bit like the Beckham in some ways. Some days it's overly sensitive, like today, and other days it's just normal. I mean, it knows what it can and can't spin, but today it's just being extra sensitive for some reason. And like usually it spin this load first try. Like betting, it always spins first try. I don't know why it's being so sensitive today. Oh, here we go. We're obviously not going to get any subtox because it's got rid of all of the soap, unfortunately. But it means it's passed the test pretty much now. Right, here we go. Moment of truth, the 400 RPM burst. That's quite unbalanced actually. Okay, I don't blame it for rebalancing now. Yeah, no, all of the suds are completely gone. That's brilliant. It did that in a single anti-suds. It's pretty much removed 95% of the suds. So is it going to do 400 or is it going to go to... No, it's going to 1000. I was going to say it might do 400 and then 1200, but no, it's just going to do 1000. No, I came into the stress test almost dreading it because I thought last time I did this, like, it was awful, but this time it's been actually pretty good. I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised. I do like the bits of suds dancing around the glass. I wonder if it will do 1200 because it's so... 950. Let's see if it will do 1200 because of the anti-suds. No, I don't think it will. That's a shame. I was hoping to get 1200 intro. Yeah, no, we're not going to get 1200 interims. Look at that, it's from the thing in the centre. It's quite cool actually. Literally, 98% of the suds are gone. That's outstanding. I've never seen a machine do such a good job at diluting suds before. That's honestly amazing. That really is incredible. It's been 44 minutes. Well, nearly 45. It's literally it's supposedly halfway through the wash cycle. We're very highly in this test, that's all I'm saying. We've got some suds down there, so that's obviously from the fabrics, because it would have retained a lot of that soap as it is. But considering how much there was before, that's really, really good dilution. Now I'm interested to try all the other brands to see how they do it. I know how OG does it now. That's the first time, can I just say, that's the first time I've ever seen that anti-suds. Like, I've never, in the almost 6 years of having this machine, never encountered that before, that anti-suds. That is brilliant. Also, I've decided in the end to replace the extreme overload test with the absorbency test. And the extreme overload test is gone, and the absorbency test has taken its place. I think it's quite smart how it only drained, but like when it was at 60. I'm sure it was thinking about draining beforehand. My first instinct was when it started draining, it was like, oh no, has it reached 60? And has it finished actually heating before it drained? But I did it, it was exactly at 60. It looked like it had only just hit 60 and then it decided to drain, so it had reached temperature. Right, second interim then. I still got a fair amount of suds in there, but we've got 2 minutes to go, so not too bothered about that. They'll go. This has been a very successful extreme suds test actually. It's a shame we didn't get to see the attempting of the spin on the anti-suds. I mean on with an extreme amount of suds in it. But then that's not really that interesting, it gets kind of annoying after a while. But we got to see the anti-suds, which in my opinion was even better. This is on track to finish at dead on 6 AM actually. Assuming it doesn't have balancing issues. Oh, that's very unbalanced, that one was. I could see the tub moving itself in distribution. And if you see that on this machine, that means it is unbalanced. Again, it's kind of balled up, actually. It is balled up a bit, so I don't blame the machine personally. Yeah, it needs a reverse, that's it, that will help. Yeah, I think the blue duvet cover or sheet or whatever, no, it's a bed sheet. It's all in the bed sheet. Only problem with washing bedding is it balls up sometimes. And you can't exactly busting up a bed sheet. You might have duvet covers, but you can't button up a bed sheet. And unfortunately, they tangle up in bed sheets more than they do duvet covers, even when the duvet cover's open. I've washed open duvet covers with towels before, in both the OG and the Becca. I've not had any issues with it going inside the duvet cover. That's only in dryers I get that issue. That looks fine. Of course you balance it. Well, at least it's not balled up anymore. Well, kind of. It's still a little bit balled up, but less balled up than before. Yeah, we won't finish dead on 6 and actually we might. It's 5:24 and we've got 36 minutes remaining, so if it spins this one then we're still on track to finish that dead on 6. Yeah. That's perfectly balanced. Well, it's got a perfect balance. You can only tell when it accelerates to 400, because it's about 250, 300 that it would get the most unbalanced if it was. Right, 250, 300 is where it gets the most unbalanced. Here we go. Now it's not perfect balance, it is actually quite unbalanced. It's not too bad. It's spun worse in one of the earlier stress tests. I'll go for the 1000 RPM, because that's not bad at all. So I'll go for the 1000. Oh, excuse me. Oh. One final stress test to do after this, and then the LG can rest at long last. It's done really well. The LG has been really busy. It's done the 36-minute final spin twice on 2 different loads. Once was a stress test. The other was just me washing standard items. You wouldn't think this was an extreme stress test anymore, you just think it was a standard bedding wash. You genuinely wouldn't be able to tell, apart from the fact you already watched this video, like 1 hour of this video. You should see the sink right now. There's soap in the sink where it's come out of the machine. Just got that out of the sink. Soapy. I remember sometimes we had the same issue when the hot point WD-420G was out in the conservatory. When it drained, sometimes we used to get some soap come back out of the sink, just like we are having now. So that's 1000 again. Of course it decelerates when I'm trying to show you that it's 1000. Anyway, you just have to trust me, it's 1000. Second rinse. Was it third rinse? Second. I only do 3 on this side. Excuse me, on this cycle. I'm going to quickly put my can along with the others in the living room. I'll be back. I'll have to go find some towels in a second. I really do need the bathroom. I will be back. I promise. Haig's hungry now. He's come down for Dimple's left some. Might as well have that bit. If you're hungry. Only Dimple wasn't that hungry. These cats, they prefer very little and very often. So we give them probably about a sixth of a can at regular intervals during the day, and it literally lasts them. They never have food like out of their bowl pretty much, because they just eat little and extremely often, like very little, extremely often. They still eat the right amount, don't you? Hey. Yes, you do, don't you? Yes, now you want attention because you're waking up from a deep sleep. Yes, where's Dimple? You still sleeping? So that's a yes. Yes, Dimple came down earlier. You have a noisy perch, don't you? He's a very noisy kitty. Hey, you know, don't eat that. That's it, good boy. I'm gonna go back out there. Yeah. I'm gonna go back out there, or no? No, you want to say it? Oh, let me know when you want to go back out there then, maybe. Right, well, for an intro. Seems like it's renting very well. Come up here. That's it, who's a good boy? Right, let's see if it bounces first try for once. It's balled up again. These reverse tumbles really help. Well, we're better than just tumbling one way at least. It sometimes takes a few of them to do anything, but it doesn't look too bad. He was thinking about that, but he decided against it. Another reverse tumble. They still seem quite sudsy in there. That seems better. Well then, since it's been sensitive today, it probably won't spin. Oh, never mind. Oh no, that's because it's draining the water out. Oh no, it's going for it anyway. Oh no, that won't spin that to 400 surely. No, I didn't think it would. Wasn't likely to spin that to 400 anyway. Well, here we go. Oh, that's quite. Oh, wow. That's very unbalanced. Wow. It's going to take it to 1,000. Will it rebalance, do we think? I reckon it will rebalance. Oh no, it's going for it. So it's being both sensitive and not sensitive at the same time today. Wow. About 47 decibels, that is. Which is quite loud, actually. Thousand. and final softener rinse. And just as I put the softener in, I just was double checking. So yeah, softener rinse. Don't think it needs the extra rinses, to be honest. I think the 3 rinses it does as standard is enough. Poor G's probably not used to this much use. Yeah, pretty much no trace of suds. Really bright outside since I started filming this. Last 3 stress tests must have taken about a combined total of at least 6 hours. Or maybe 9. I can't remember when I started filming these. Yeah, we're going to go on to the final spin in a few minutes. Well, no, 1 minute, less than a minute now. final spin is always 15 minutes, unless it's always the same 15-minute one, unless you get a cycle above 3 hours or the drying cycles. You never get a shorter final spin. Like, for example, on quick 30 and it's at 60, it's still 15 minutes. But on the Beko, on time saver, it goes from 12 minutes down to like 8 or something. Can't believe the OG is nearly 6. And we've had the OG since new. Like, we literally got it brand new. Well, that was almost completely balled up at the start of this. I might do that one actually. Second attempt, go on. Oh, it's trying it. Yeah, that looks good. I think it'll go for that. I reckon it's going to just take that to 1400. It looks good. Looks like a good balance. Excuse me, now the moment is truth. It's not too bad. The last spin was worse. Then again, I can't say you should spin this one if it's spun the last one, because this spins faster than the last one. This spins to 1400. The last one was only to 1000. And obviously, the faster it goes, the more sensitive the balance sensor is. Is it going to go for it? Is it going to rebalance? I think it'll go for it. Yeah. Oh, off it goes then. I'm amazed at how short this video is going to be. I was expecting it to be 4 or 5 hours long. I'm not even joking, that's how long I was expecting it to be. It's been like an hour, it will have been like an hour and 40 by the time I've done this. I'm going to have a look at that pumping after this video. I definitely think there's something in there. I was meaning to check it before the stress test, but I keep forgetting. passing 800. Hopefully just passing 800 and not just staying there. Oh, it's going up. That's a good time. Down to 1400. Oh, no, it's 1200. My bad, my sense of judgment is not the best at the moment. I see a dimple in the door. That's the problem. They both come in Amazon boxes. And he's used to Amazon boxes. But now he's found the food that he left earlier. He's come back to it. He likes his cat meat, as you can hear. The main difference between Haig and Dimple is Dimple will meow at you until he gets your attention, whereas Haig will just sit there and he can be really patient. Haig can, but Dimple will just meow at you and come and get That's the main noticeable difference. So, anyway, it's definitely 1400 now, I can see that. Yeah, 1320. We're slowing down now. So, 1 hour, 28 minutes, 59 seconds. So, we all finished the extreme suds test. Let's have a look, shall we? Gonna come and help, Dimple. So, they feel nice and dry. And definitely smell the softener, but they are still covered in cat hair, so I'm going to have to do something about that. But they're clean, they just need, obviously their cat hair being rinsed off of them, so I'm going to just put them on the floor next to Dimple for the time being, can look after them. But yeah, they just need probably a quick magic rinse, so I'm going to give them just off camera. Yeah, I don't think half of these are going to get clean somehow. They've been through an entire 60-degree wash, and if the 60 degrees didn't get them clean, I honestly don't know what will. So I'm going to give them a medic rinse, you know. And hopefully that'll sort them out. Yeah, just going to throw them back in and give them a medic rinse. And a bit of extra softener for that, but yeah. So, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you found it interesting. I certainly did, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.